And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? I know you're going to be excited for this. I know I am for sure. My name is Mex. You all heard me last night with the explosive power of what was F6 going up against Devise. Today, however, with me is going to be a new co-host, a new face amongst, for me anyways. I haven't heard him cast with me personally. How do you want me to say your name? Just Tuxin.
Tuxin,
I don't
doesn't
want to.
matter. We're here, you know?
Perfect. Yeah, I just want to make sure I don't say something like call you the wrong name. People usually give me usually give me problems for that. I just want to make sure that's not a problem here today. But oh, forgot to mute my mic. There we go. Don't want that playing back on the phone. But yeah, so tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I told you I would be back again. I told you that we would be casting two big games today. First game to start us off is going to be Third Eye Titan, going head to head with the likes of Sinful. Tux, how you feeling right now, buddy?
Very high level teams here. Both, you know, doing good this season. The playoffs have led them here. Obviously, they're doing the best in their division. And you look at the seeding, and you can see both of these teams are high up there. Third Eye being seed 2 in their division. And Sinful still doing good as their division. They're seed 7, which shows they were still better than those 9 other teams. They were able to edge them out and make it here. But they're still 7. That is a big obstacle, being at the very top to the very bottom of the seeding in the playoffs. But nonetheless, I think it's going to be a good game. Both very strong teams, very strong players on both sides. And start us off on Coastline.
Absolutely, and what a map Coastline is. I can't wait to see what sort of power the likes of not only Bunkbed and Cinco are going to be bringing, but Beware Limits. Beware Limits, not a lot of people have been giving him the sort of highlight that he deserves so far in the season. Now, don't get me wrong, first map, this was picked out by Sinful, so this isn't going to be in Third Eye Titan's, favor, I guess you could say, depending on how you're looking at it. But regardless of what's going to happen, regardless of what map they play on, Beware Limits has been putting in some real numbers, not only offensively, not only frag wise, but defensively on those support roles. So I want to see what type of play he's going to be bringing in this game. I want to see what sort of numbers he's going to be bringing in, not just fragging wise. I want to see what sort of numbers he's going to be bringing in wasting time for the attacking team. I want to see what sort of assists and plays he's going to be helping his teammates out, what sort of rotations he is going to be looking for tonight, especially to be pulling out this win. But as we are waiting for the likes of Sinful, do you know Third Eye Titan is starting on defense, correct? I did not look at that information before we got in here.
Um, let's see.
And unfortunately, since I cannot pull or use my phone at the moment, I cannot check.
Yeah, Sinful will be starting on attack. So Titans will be starting on the defense on this
Okay.
first map. It's a lot of opportunities for frags on Coastline. It's that map that's really just more centered around winning your 1v1, winning your gunfights, more so than actual strategy. Of course, the strategy is going to come into play, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of good plays coming out strategically, whether it be that denial or that stalling of time that you were talking about. It's going to be very intense, if I had to guess. Probably going to be some long games lasting out to those final rounds. Both of these teams at a very high level of play.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more. And when we talk about winning these gunfights, nothing more is going to help these players win those gunfights more than opening up this vertical line of sight that is all of Coastline. There is not a single site where you cannot get a little bit of vertical play to help you. I'm talking everybody knows what we're talking about here. There's not really a lot to say, but when you go into kitchen, open up all of VIP. When the defenders decide to go upstairs in billiards and hookah, just go right back down into blue bar and sunrise, vice versa as well for when going down below. I mean, there really isn't a spot where verticality is not going to help you in your position. So hopefully we see a little, a lot more soft breach potential, a little more Zofia, a little more Ash, maybe a little more Buck and Sledge. But yeah, so far, what are bans looking like, man? A lot of people have estimated a couple different bans on here. I've seen a lot of Hibana ban on this map, but personally, I don't see a hard breacher ban being as useful as some of the other, possible picks out there. But then again, I might be wrong. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the hard breach potential is obviously very important on a map like this, with all the sites, really with the exception being Hookah. Hookah Billiards is that only site where the hard breach doesn't really do a whole lot. Every other site, you have that massive potential for those sight lines being opened up, both for the plant and just for the cross-angle potential that stops rotations between sites. The VIP wall, if you choose to hold penthouse, whether it be the service or main objective wall and kitchen, those are both ridiculously powerful positions for the attackers to hold, especially with those ACOGs, those just more powerful guns than they have available. And not even to mention blue bar. If courtyard wall is gotten, that's a guaranteed round. So you have that hard breach potential, but at the same time, Thermites is probably not going to get banned. It's a very risky ban for both sides. He's not really too much played on this map. I see a Bonnet ban maybe coming out from the team starting on attack, because they might want to try to abuse that. So if they get a super strong attack half coming out, they can kind of have, I don't know, less to worry about in the form of hard breach. I doubt we'd see a Maverick ban, considering the support role that he mostly plays. But on Coastline, I think he's a very strong pick. If I had to put money on it, I'd say we're going to see a Thatcher ban.
See, and that's what I was going to say, right before you finish anyways. I do agree that there is a lot of potential for hard breach, especially Hibana is a lot bigger than, say a Thermite role, even maybe more of a Maverick role, depending on how you're looking at it and the roaming potential of the defending team as well. But with some of the newer operators that we have out now, with some of the, type of, we have out Capitao now, we have we have Nomad on the board as well. We have some very strong attacking operators that can be used later on, especially in late rounds. Nomad, for instance, being one of the more popular bans this season, it seems, has been extremely deadly, when used or when allowed to be used by the defending team. So, again, hard breach ban, I could see it, but I think a Thatcher Nomad ban would probably be the smarter play, going forward to the defending team. Attackers, however, they got a little bit more leniency, but as I'm gonna try to figure out exactly where Spray Sinful is, we'll see what you guys think. Why don't we get some polls in the chat? See what you guys are thinking.
And on the topic of polls, the predictions polls has not actually come out on the collective Discord yet, so we can't see directly what the people maybe not be watching the stream think is going to happen on this game. Personally, looking at it statistically, I think both sides have an equal chance to win this. Numbers might suggest, in terms of games won, that the Titans are going to take this by a long shot, but I think Sinful's got to put up a fighting chance. Just looking at the roster and the lineup here, it's pretty even. I really don't think one team has a massive edge over the other. And Sinful especially, it's their first map. Coastline their pick. That gives them almost that psychological advantage where if they just pummel Titans in this first map, they not only overcome the map advantage, they have to overcome the psychological advantage of how bad they would get beat. And that's all going to depend on Sinful. If they play really hard, really strong this first map, it's going to come through and really show Titans, hey, we're not beneath you. Numbers don't matter. We're on par. We're here to win. And if they fall kind of short, that could in turn almost backfire psychologically on Titans, that little mental edge that they need just to drive this one home. But it's an even playing field as of right now, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to see here a little bit later on in the game what sort of side it is going to be going on. What I gotta say here is that if it's going to go in a 4-2 on Sinful side, I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to take that all the way home into map 2. And like you said, that psychological play plays in a lot more. Yes, on paper, Third Eye Titans are looking a lot stronger. They're looking a lot more well-rounded, especially for a map like Coastline. However, what stats are on paper does not take into account for timing, just sheer mind games. What sort of what did you have in the morning for breakfast? There's so many things that come into play when it comes to a game like Siege that it's so much more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. So yeah, again, Sprays and his team of Sinful have definitely a great chance of, taking this map one, after all, being their map. Only thing that's kind of, throwing me off guard here a little bit, I do know that Coastline, and especially in the community, is considered an attack-heavy site or an attack-heavy map, but Sprays and his team have been known as a more defensive heavy team, a more defensively strong team compared to some of their previous attacks. So I wonder if what they're doing here, going on attack first, is more of a getting it out of the way, or maybe they're going to bring in, hopefully anyways, they're going to bring in something new on attack that we haven't seen yet. I want to see a new type of drone play. I want to see a new type of, what sort of fragger, who are they bringing in to kind of replace a couple different roles? Who's playing support? Who's playing hard breach? These are the questions that I want to see answered here tonight. If they get in, where are they?
Currently, Sinful is getting a little sketchy here with timing. With 6 minutes left till disqualification in 5:15. Chilling a ranks match. So hopefully, Sprays and his team can win that one out real quick, so they can hop into this game. But if not, Third Eye Titans will win by default, unless they choose not to accept it, of course. But it's a risky thing. What's more important, ranked or the collective playoffs?
Well, according to them so far, it looks like ranked. We can't seem to get them in. I did just get a message to send them another invite. Unfortunately, they're not showing online. So let's see if I can find them and invite them here. Hopefully this time they actually do join.
Hopefully.
On my stream. How dare you? How dare you, sir? Actually, where is he? There he is.
It is kind of funny how long this game is taking to start up, but it's given us a lot of good time just to think about what's going to happen. And of course, you look at the map setup that we have with, with Coastline being this first map, and then Cafe being a second map. That's a lot of pressure. Going from a map that is so heavily devoted around these angles, these opening kills, these very, very tight lanes where gunplay is key, to a map like Villa, where it's extremely close quarters. There are very, very few lanes for gunfights, and it's really just all strategy. And of course, the vertical play on both maps, Cafe takes everything about Coastline, kind of flips it. If that vertical play, it's still essential, but it's a lot harder to do and leaves you a lot more exposed. So I'm looking forward to see this contrast between the two maps.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty much night and day. Coastline is just the best way that it's pretty much what is the saying? Pretty much hot dogs and hamburgers. You're going to take Coastline, chop it in half, and just stack it on top of each other. Now, don't get me wrong, even with that being said, there are still a lot of long sights to be held. You can still get pretty long angles on that hallway leading over to Red Stairs by Coat Closet, and there's also Bakery as well. Upstairs you have pretty much a full open area from a whole floor below to get lines of sight up into either onto Skylight, into the New Heaven Hatch, over to Long Bar if you have a little bit of destruction from down below. And so there are still a lot of lines, especially from Cigar all the way over onto site. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more close quartered. It's definitely going to be a completely different strategy. Ooh, are we readied up? I think we are. I think we are going to be readied up. So now that everybody is here, we are going to get started. And here we go. Now, we talked a lot about attacking bans, or what the defending team of Third Eye Titans was going to possibly pick, but we didn't talk about what Sinful would pick for Third Eye Titans on defense. Also, please let me know
obviously
if
that's going
I
to
need to adjust this.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Sorry. Yep, I had a attendance on. I'm back. So, yeah, those defense bans coming up from the attacking side is really going to be key and instrumental in just locking down this first map. And of course, we see that Nomad ban that we talked about, very popular ban, very good band. But at the same time, it's going to kind of hurt them because Nomad is one of those operators that is very, very well used and in clutch situations very good. And if this map plays out how we've predicted it to, at least in Sinful, kind of get that maybe that 4-2 split, they just kind of roll through them, might be one of the only opportunities they have left.
Now, they are going to opt for the Buck ban instead of the Thatcher ban, something that, I mean, I guess I do understand it. It's a lot more vertical usage, especially from down below, compared to like a Sledge or, well, anyone really. So I can see that being taken off of the board. Thatcher's still going to be left on, however, as we are going to see the Echo ban, Intel ban as well, being taken off of the board for Third Eye Titans.
Yeah, and that denial is going to prove to be very strong for the attackers without that Echo there to keep them from getting both a plant down and securing those gunfights as well. On the Ela Legion Echo, that's the holy trinity of winning gunfights. It's just free gunfights. Concuss, disorient, poison, it gives the defense that massive advantage. On a map like Coastline, it's very important. And the Valkyrie getting the final ban picked. A very good ban. A lot of really good Valk games, really hard to see on this map. So looking forward to be a really good series.
As a Valk main, I can definitely say using or taking away that Valkyrie, taking off that Intel was a big pick. Only thing that surprises me is that it was Third Eye Titans doing it. They were the ones who took that Intel op off of the board, opting to her instead of maybe a Smoke, maybe a Mira, maybe pretty much just anybody else other than having their own intel, having their own extra cameras to just kind of be displayed around. But again, that's going to be their choice. Legion is going to be 6 picked as well off into the Mozzie. That's going to be, I believe it's Chenko or Chonko. Hard to tell with the X in the name. Sorry if I mispronounced it later. I will definitely review the hate mail. Trust me. As well as the Ying play on Quicks being replaced over to Gridlock.
Yeah, those 6 picks can be really instrumental. Of course, 6 picking that Gridlock, a very good play. As with the Nomad being banned, she's your next best bet, and really your only strong bet when it comes to this anti-roam that the attackers are going to need if they want to secure these vertical plays. Of course, they don't really have much options when it comes to verticality, having the Buck being banned, and both Zofia and IQ, as well as Thatcher, have those options for breach charges. Hibana probably opting to bring flashes to help support that Zofia. But even if they all run breaches, it kind of leads that limited vertical play. Don't really have a whole lot of options. So it's looking to be kind of a linear game so far. 6 pick. Very strong piece of strategy for the attackers.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Something it's always definitely good to bring an IQ on the board. I guarantee that seeing that Legion play was probably the reason that IQ got stuck. However, it seems like the IQ is only going to be used here mostly for these mute jammers and possibly for some ADS. Other than that, can't really see where the IQ, is going to be used a little more, more frequently compared to a different operator. I swear to you, I will wake up at some point, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
It will happen eventually.
Yeah, it will
happen.
happen.
First clutch kicks in. She's gonna rush. First opening frag coming out from Limits onto the Zofia. That's going to be a very strong opening pick without those just free gunfights being won by, yet again, those concussions. They're just going to be creeping up. He's seeing the IQ. He's going to be missing some shots, but finally securing the kill. He's going to be switching and actually getting a triple kill onto the VIP window, Hibana, leaving him, and he's running out with an impact grenade, but it'll finally be shut down. Thatcher, Eternal, going to be taking out that Vigil. Massive plays coming out from him, leading the attack in this very win 2v4 situation with still half the time left on the clock.
And what an insane play. Beware doing what roamers do best, and that is taking out 3 of the attacking team that is Sinful. I mean, how else can you make up for that? Putting them down in pretty much a one in a I can't call it a 2v4 at this point because Eternal, excuse me, is down to like what, 5 health? He's sitting at 5 health right now, and with him and Quicks alone, they're gonna have to take on the entire team other than Beware of Third Eye Titans without being taken down here. But it looks like Yuma will be up to go get Quicks, and it's gonna put it down to a almost 1v3, and there's 45 seconds left on the clock. He's going to try to drop down here to possibly take down the head of what is Yuma, slowly approaching him. And they know where he is. They heard him drop. They know that he is over here, pushing his way from office into blue bar, and he doesn't have the health for these gunfights. He's going to have to catch every single one of them off guard or on the head for every fight that he encounters.
15 seconds to go.
Yeah, and being left in this unwinnable situation almost. He will secure the kill on the Mozzie playing a hallway. A little aggressive with that kill, but with 7 seconds left on the clock, almost no time. He's in basically an unwinnable situation. As Smoke and Jaeger will both collapse. Smoke finally killing Eternal. And that will wrap out round 1 in a very exciting first round.
Yeah, there's no one else we can give that round to other than Beware. Getting those 3 picks, 4 even. You could pretty much say he almost got 4 with that assist there at the end. I mean, that round has to definitely go. Letting him be, I mean, did they not get a draw? I mean, I know he was Vigil, but they must have gotten the cue that he was somewhere around there. Unfortunately, though, they were just not able to cut him off, not able to look at the right place at the right time. He ran a muckus. He ran a complete 180 around the likes of the attacking team of Sinful. And once again, I mean, I'm not going to call it early because it was just the first round. This is something I was talking about before the game. I'm used to seeing Sinful better on defense, being well held together, being a little more what is the word I'm looking for? Well-rounded on the defense compared to the attack. So I have to know what was the play going on attack first.
Yeah, it really makes you question what the idea was. And you could look at it from a lot of different perspectives and try to choose and pick and guess what you think the reason was. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter when you're making oversights like just missing the drone. Hey, even if he was using the Vigil gadget, you have to relay that to your team like, hey, there's a Vigil in the area, and just that one simple oversight cost them basically 4 people in the entire round.
10 seconds to insertion.
Yeah. And again, you hate to see sort of. I mean, you love it. You love and hate it. It's a love-hate relationship. As somebody that has been playing Siege for years now, pretty much since Operation Red Velvet, that is something that that just can't happen. That droning is everything. And I hate to be the one to say it here, but for those of you who do not understand or do not know yet, droning is the key essential to winning pretty much every single round on Siege.
Is the only thing that gives attackers that long needed advantage in those gunfights, where defenders have the better position, attackers have the better guns. But a gun doesn't matter if one bullet kills to the head. As their second round's taking place, the Goyo Shield and Vase Hall will get shot with the attackers playing on the roof, as the defenders just settle around site and prepare for the push, with almost a minute down already, leaving the attackers in just a slightly worse position.
Looks like we have quite a few playing up on the roof as 2 of Sinful are going to drop down here to try to get a little bit into Aquarium. Some shots are going to go out. Looks like Goyo is going to be using that TCSG-12, the deadliest shotgun in the game. ACOG, pretty much a sniper at that point with those slug shells. He is going to try to take off over here on the dead shot, but does not collect all of them. Deadshot will be the one to take down the likes of Beware, and that has got to be a huge relief for the likes of Sinful, getting him down this early into the round.
Yeah, this is a very powerful pick. With that situation being taken place, the planet's already going to get put down, and the attacker's in this very powerful position. Smoke going to be missing the smoke on the Thatcher getting the plant, but the C4 will come from beneath, denying it, giving the defenders some more land to grasp onto in this round. They still have a Hibana playing on the roof, looking for a crossing line to Billiard to help her team get secure and get that plant down. As the round just further progresses, the Ying grenades coming out. Not a whole lot happening. Boyle from beneath coming up though with that TCSG. Not running the ACOG. Running a red dot. Mozzie sits down, ready to deny the plant. And kill will come out. Mozzie playing down beneath. The second one from Legion. And now the attack falling apart. C4 not going to be able to do anything. Explosions and gunfire ringing out. IQ and Hibana left in this 2v3. Making it a 1v3 is the Mozzie from down beneath in blue bar. Leaving Hibana yet in this almost unwinnable scenario where she has to push and kill almost more than half the defenders in 15 seconds.
15 seconds to go.
And this right here is nothing more than a complete sign of just keeping on the blinders, forcing themselves to try to go in for this push. Looks like Duro isn't going to see the body of Bunkbed. No, he ends up seeing it. Never mind. Excuse me, eating my own words. Doesn't matter, though. There's just not enough time. And like I was saying before, blinders were on. Sinful from down below, pulling in this round the same as Beware did on the first round that he played this. Sinful just... he didn't have to do anything. He just had to sit in blue bar and wait for the attacking team to try to plant in the exact same spot 3 times in a row, costing them so many bodies from down below. I'm just not quite sure why they forced that. I that's the one thing I'm trying to wrap my head around right now. You know somebody's in blue bar, you know somebody's down below who has an angle now behind the bomb to where you're going to plant. Why not just open up the hatch in hookah, an aquarium, drop down into office and start putting some pressure onto blue bar. Take that extra 10 seconds instead of draining out an extra 45 to cost you the round.
Yeah, and again, tying back down to the first round, it's just these small little casualties, these mess-ups on the attack that's really just costing them the entire thing. The Mozzie will 6-pick off onto the Vigil though, and that should be enough to scare the attackers. That 6th pick, you saw what the Mozzie did for them last round. You can just imagine what it's going to do for them this round. So the attack instantly wary. The 6th pick onto the Vigil will help the roam a lot. Looking for a blue bar hold. Very, very strong sight if hold very well. But unfortunately it could be very weak if the defenders slip up even once. Very risky sight, but it could be very strong. Prove very well. The attack kind of running a frag heavy combo though, and I imagine it will devolve pretty quickly.
Yeah, you were saying before the round that this map is basically built up on winning these 1v1 gunfights, more on the strategy alone, and I mean, it seems like you were 100% correct with the likes of both Cinco, just on that previous round, and, on the first round, getting the 3 kill alone. It's pretty much going to go to this exact same thing. Who on Third Eye Titans is going to get another 3K to win a round? This is the one thing that they have to stop. Yuma looks like it's going to be the first one to try to start out with getting these kills. Beware pushing up. He's a very deadly person to have pushing up. And there he is, going to be taking down Deadshot. The best way that Beware already putting them down to a 3v5 with still 2 minutes and what was that, 10-20 seconds, putting them down here into a 3v5.
Yeah, I mean, just explosive plays coming out from the defense here, and it's just not giving the attackers the room to breathe that they need to win. And Yuma, again, just getting that ridiculously long angle that he should not be allowed to get, and he's going to be removing the head of yet another attacker, leaving it to be a 2v4 with still basically 2 minutes left on the clock. And here we go, left in this 3rd in a row, almost unwinnable situation. With the defense playing hyper-aggressive, it gives the attack those opportunities, but if you miss your shots, it doesn't really matter. The defense now playing hyper-aggressive as Yuma will take out the second to last attacker. In a 1v5 situation now, Ying will finally get taken out. And a flawless round for the defense, as Jaeger in Ruins will kill the Ying. You hate to see it.
Yeah, and that right there was just, I mean, we're over here talking a little down, to be fair, on the likes of Sinful, but really what we should be talking about is the sheer power. Look at this scoreboard right now. We got Beware and Yuma sitting with 10 kills between them and only 3 rounds in. Let that sink in for a second. These two plus Cinco, 2 rounds prior, have just they have single-handedly won their team. It's been a different person every single round. That's the type of team you want to have in this situation, where who gets taken out on your team, it doesn't matter who it is, you have somebody else there to back you up and do the type of damage to replace what got taken out prior. See, what I want to see more, though, is I want to see more of Sinful winning these kills, getting these better angles. As an attacker with your ACOG, you should not be letting these defenders, especially with the drones and gadgets that they have, to be able to use that until, like, I'm stumbling over my words here, to use the flash grenades, flashbangs, to have grenades, to have Ying. They did have a Ying, I believe, 2 rounds ago. Why are they not using that to their advantage to win more of these 1v1s?
Yeah, and you can look at this utility. You can just patch it up to, oh, I didn't think about it. But you can't afford to not. Because at the end of the day, you can think, what's more important? Having my 3 flashbangs in reserves, or having no flashbangs and a dead defender?
5 seconds left.
And they're not taking these opportunities. They're not using this utility. And it's spiraling down their destruction. And that's very bad for them. And you have to look at their play, and it's not like they're messing up in these massive ways. It's these small individual slip-ups. And it's compiling and coalescing into this horrible amalgamation where they're just getting stomped. And it's just how well Titans are playing right now.
And if we're going to talk about utility, of course, there's nothing bigger we can talk about than not only the use of their drones, but they also have a Jackal here. This right here, on paper, they should not be able to stand a chance. Third Eye Titans should be so worried on roam game right now that not a single roamer should be able to get a kill, statistically. However, according to how they've been using this utility, you know, according to how... Yeah, and there's going to be the first kill by Bunkbed off on the spray, taking that Jackal off immediately. But according to a lot of this utility, according to, you know, a lot of the drones that they still have in their pocket that they're just not using, they shouldn't be able to just let this happen. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Sinful coming around for another kill as well from below, and they're just throwing C4 from below at this point. Swapping! They're just pre-prepping it. They know what they're gonna do before they do it.
Yeah, and those opening kills just it's becoming for Titans here on this defense. Just a very commanding start, spelling Sinful's destruction. And that Jackal we were talking so highly of and looking at with such beams of hope just got shut down in 20 seconds. Sinful will be getting a double kill as he's just peeking through the holes on the floor that he himself has made along with the sledge, and he will take out just another attacker, leaving them in a 2v5 just yet again. Defenders playing very heavily at the top, looking to kill some attackers, and one will get down from beneath. I think it was Sinful who was able to secure that. That sledge will get picked up, smoke will get down, and finally attack will get a kill, but it'll instantly get refragged, and Sinful from beneath, it looks like, will get another kill.
Yeah, and not just another kill from that same hole. If you're going to open up lines of sight into sight, I mean, the biggest thing here, first of all, no drones on any of the defenders. They had no idea where any of them were before they started just opening up complete lines of sight, and they didn't realize what sort of operator they were going against. You don't want to stand above a Mozzie. You don't want to stand above a Pulse. Those are the type of people that are going to being above. Let's open up lines of sight into the objective, but don't forget about what lines of sight open, and please, if anything, do not get taken out by your own sight hole. Sinful got 3 kills from 1 sledge opening. Think about that. 3 from the 1 sledge opening. It's little things like this that have been costing huge kills by the likes of Third Eye Titans to just easily clean up the entire team of Sinful. And so far, it's a 4-0. I was saying prior to the game, if Sinful takes this on their map, if they take it to a 4-2, they're going to take this map. But being here in 0-4, if they don't pick up the slack on defense, if they don't change something around, I'm afraid that Third Eye Titans is going to take a clean sweep on not only map 1, but map 2 as well.
Yeah, and on their map, them picking their weak side, it shows a confidence level. And that's really good. It's very good for your team to be confident. Without confidence, you can't do anything. But what good is confidence when you're getting 0-4? You know, you have to look at the intelligence of the decisions and wonder if confidence overruled intelligence in making them. And you see it in the gameplay and how they're playing. It's very confident. It's almost so confident that it's brash and arrogant. And the Third Eye Titans have just been able to hit them on the nose. Every time they get a little cocky, a little arrogant, they get a little aggressive. You see Deadshot when he was proning around office door, all it took was beware. One prone, lean left, headshot, and he's out of the round. And that just further leads to their win. And you see this trend being followed through and through. But of course, a new round means a new chance for redemption, as the defenders will still be getting set up with 30 seconds left on the round, and the attack forming their push.
Biggest trend I've been noticing here as well is that, yeah, here we see it again with sprints. Instead of taking a little more time to try to work out an attack strategy or work out a plan here, what I've been noticing most of, or what I've been noticing a lot of, is that Sinful has just sort of been forcing themselves into the building as fast as possible. They have been forcing their way into certain sites, into certain rooms, without fully figuring out where everyone in the map is, without fully kind of, you know, getting ahead of like a, hey, this is where they're at, this is what we need to do, this is what's going on. And instead they just keep trying to throw bodies into an objective or into a room. And as you see for the last, what, 4 rounds, it's been costing them their lives every single time. And it might cost it here as we see Beware slowly push up from kitchen.
Yeah, and this Jaeger in a very strong position, and the attack just has no idea he's there. One push, and that's 2 kills, and basically the round. The first kill will come out from the Maestro, though, onto the Thatcher, leading to that lack of utility. Eternal getting taken out very early. It's kind of late to very early into the action phase. With only a minute left, the attack has to form and function this push in such a way that gives them an advantage in a very poor situation. Jaeger finally have creeping up on this kitchen door, with the Legion playing cool vibes, doesn't leave a whole lot for him to do. Kind of a weird place to be, as the attack is still just moving around, not really forming anything solid. So pre-aiming the aquarium, prepared to take a shot. He's just checking it. And the defense is sitting comfortably with 40 seconds as the attack frantically looking for any land to grab onto. Yuma taking out the Zofia. Jacqueline Blue Bar getting shot at by multiple people. He's going to be getting flanked, he's going to be getting pinched, and it's just going to look like another free round for the defense. As Smoke's just burning his gas grenade, wasting that time, guaranteeing back won't come through there, and if they do, they'll be weak, low, battered, and unable to fight him. They're my holding this angle, just looking for anything he can grab onto. As he plants in the default spot, and Maestro just shocking him down. Smoke peeking around the corner, and Yuma picking up another kill. 1v5, 5 seconds on the clock. Deadshot, the last member of Sinful. And he's just gonna flick between some doors and look for anything, but there's nothing to find. And it is 0-5 on Sinful's own map.
Yeah, and I mean, again, you hate to see it. I don't want to use that. You really do actually hate to see it. One of the biggest things I've been noticing here too is, like I was saying before, with the likes of Sinful just trying to force their way into the site as soon as possible. If you noticed on the likes, or on the side of Third Eye Titan, they had at least 2 to 3 people constantly scared. Their use of intel was just disgusting. I was talking about it earlier with Echo being taken off the board, with Valkyrie being taken off of the board, that was going to hurt them a little bit. I was wrong. The base cameras had yet to be taken out. If you notice, when they figured out where the Zofia was on Blue Stairs, when they figured out pretty much everything that was going on down below, it was because they didn't take out the camera that was in 90 hallway watching over into Blue Stairs by by Cool Vibe Stairs by Blue Bar. So just the base cameras that they've been using alone, and with what extra drones and cameras they use, like with either because they've been using Mozzie pretty much the whole time, they had Maestro the time before, and they also had Full down in kitchen. Just this little bit of intel has gone a long way to help this team figure out exactly where the attacking team is and figure out how to make their next play. And the problem with Sinful, with how well Third Eye Titans has been using their intel is
10
that
seconds
everybody
left
on
before
Sinful
insertion.
has tried to be a top fragger, has tried to
5 seconds
just
left.
run in and gun out without having that extra gun skill or even
Attackers are
knowledge
heading out to
of
defuse the
where
bomb.
the defending team was, other than just, hey, they got pinged here like
Oh, no.
20 seconds ago. Oh, I'm looking for it too.
Oh no. Cinco's just looking for a head to pop. Doesn't look like there's anyone going to be spawning on that side. Wasting some of his
That's the
time,
first.
but I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot here. Legion getting into a very aggressive gunfight on Thermite repelling on sunroom windows. They have 4 bodies, or is that 5 bodies, lined up on Office's door ready to storm this Legion. 5 bodies if you include the Thermite on sunroom. Legion's going to be holding this angle, and the Sledge will walk in, he'll get Legion is going to get instantly refragged by the upside down repel on the Thermites, and the attackers, for the first time, have advantage. They are rushing site. It is a 4v2 with Smoke and Castle being the left to defend this very hard situation. Attack going to be having that free wall into blue
Attackers have
from
recovered their diffuser.
Office. Castle going to be looking for the rotate, and Smoke looking for an easy pick. And the attack in a very powerful position here. And if you notice, oh, there's Castle taking out the IQ, getting them a little bit more into it, but not enough for them to matter, as the Lion will take out the Castle, and the Thatcher will take out the Smoke. And you know, they even telegraphed that they might be looking for a rush here, with the Lion and the Knock. Even if they 6th pick off the Knock onto the Sledge, that kind of tells you, hey, Lion, Knock, rush. IQ, rush. Thermite Thatcher, okay, it's whatever. Sit and prepare for that.
Yeah, I mean, having one body over in Office, I think they're probably gonna. I think what the idea was is that they're gonna do more of a kitchen rush, and that is why Cinco was sitting over there in kitchen. Hold on one moment. There we go. Need to make this party invite only. I am very sorry about that. But yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, Cinco was planning for a rush, I believe, over into East or into kitchen, and hopefully trying to get a body off there quick. But that's not what happened. There was a massive 5-man rush into Office, and I mean that's kind of hard to counter when you're just one person. But
Attackers need to locate
they're
and defuse
lucky
as
it
many
didn't
bombs
go
as they
bad.
can.
I mean, for a last round, of course, there's no point. You're either gonna rush and win, or you're gonna, do whatever you got to do. But Sinful was extremely lucky that didn't go backlash against them, because the last time that they had that many bodies over here on Office, Cinco and I believe it was Beware just ate them up one at a time. Luckily for them, though, Beware was not sitting over with Cinco as he was a couple rounds prior.
Yeah, and I mean, frags coming out from the defense here, or the now offense, as the new defense sets up their blue bar hold first, and I'm sure that'll surprise the attack a little bit. And they have a very frag-heavy comp, so it's not like they're unprepared and they have just like a one-site setup kind of push comp here. They have that Ash, the Capital, Sledge, Hibana. I mean, all of these very good guns, very good kill potential operators. The defense gonna be looking to not give them a single one, as they set up this very strong, very volatile blue bar hold, and the attack instantly droning. That's something you didn't see from the last attack. That kind of cost them. And that last round, when they have 3 drones stacked on a guy, they take it out and they close it out very quickly. So it kind of shows almost a flaw, as the double roam of Jaeger and Mozzie coming out, shooting the drones, and preparing for that push.
Yeah, and I mean, I was definitely expecting a heavy drone play by the likes of Third Eye Titan, especially after how involved with intel they were the round prior. However, though, like we were saying before, almost getting that kill off onto the gridlock. But yeah, the round before, or a couple rounds before, anyways, I was talking about the defensive strategy and the defensive, pretty much. I don't even really have to say too much. You can see the type of strat they're holding. You can see the type of hold they have on the blue bar. Yuma will get the first kill on the Quicks, by the way, to start off the round. But there will be an answer back.
Instant refrag from sprays, and a beautiful shot onto the Capital through courtyard into main lobby. Mozzie now going to be engaging in a 1v1 around luggage, with with the Ashe. The Ashe will take out the loot. As she's just pushing downstairs, she's not going to see the Jaeger, but it doesn't matter. Beware is going to win a gunfight that he should not have won, and he's going to win a
Attackers have
second.
located a
The
bomb.
refrag doesn't come out, and Beware says a triple kill in this round, leaving Mozzie in a 1v3 situation with a minute left on the clock. 3 attackers closing in on his blue bar position, Ashe holding the cross, the Hibana creeping from Sunrise, just waiting to pinch him, and the Sledge from up top rotating down to his team. Mozzie in a very, very bad position, and that might spell out demise. The plant now coming down from Hibana. Mozzie not being able to rotate. Even if he knows Ashe is there, he can't do much about it, and he will die. But Ware's with almost no health, able to kill 3 people.
Yeah, that right there, that should not have happened. The second that he seen Doc, there was no way that he was supposed to be able to win. On paper, he would not have won that that 1v1 fight. However, though, you seen what he did. You seen what happened. The man pretty much just spazzed. Started crouch spamming, lean spamming back and forth. And I mean, it worked. It worked for him. There's nothing else I can really say about it. A lot of people would be a little upset over the hacks that just happened right there. But I mean, then again, you could also throw it up to the Doc. Just how do you lose that fight there? With the full amount of health that he... I mean, his gun isn't that great. I'm assuming he was using the MP5 and not the P90. At least I would hope. But... Again, what do you really do in that situation? I don't know. I'm just surprised, I guess. I'm surprised to see that Sinful got eaten up as quickly as they did. I know Third Eye Titan is a very strong team. We were already talking about it prior to the game, but I was expecting a lot more on defense, considering that this is Sinful's map.
Yeah, and on your own map, you don't want to be getting 1/6, and you certainly don't want to be getting 1/7. But at this point in the game, I mean, there's not a whole lot that can happen. The attack, opting for the Monty push, they have a very, very strong opponent. This is obviously just abandoning strategy and trying to do what they think they're good at, and that's winning their one-on-ones. And when you have players like Beware on Third Eye
10
Titans,
seconds remaining.
I mean, they're pretty good at it.
I mean, I said it before. I said it before the game. Beware has been putting in some real damage so far in the season. I knew he was going to do something here. I knew he was going to open up rounds for his team, but I didn't think the damage he was going to do was going to be this serious. I didn't think that he was going to actually put this much of an advantage for the likes of Third Eye Titan. Looks like Sinful is going to be pushing up, however, already in the building for the first frag on the quick. They're just droning out for him. I'm sorry to cut you off, but they're just droning out for him.
It is insane what is happening here. I mean, you can't see another game like this where it's just one-sided fight.
A bomb has been located.
I mean, it's just kind of sad. Ashe looking to grab onto any rope she can. She's going to be able to get into a gunfight with Mozzie. Her aim is just going to not be what it needs to be to win the fight. Mozzie's going to be killing him with the super shorty. The attack in a 4v3, a slightly worse position than they were in. Mini looking for something happening downstairs as Yuma will get a kill. Jackal of Mini will get a kill. The Wares will get a kill. And the final one getting taken out. All in the defense, making it 7-1. And those just rapid kills from the attack, back to back to back. Obviously one being a Claymore from Yuma, but the other 3 just being guns. Mini and Beware closing out the series, or excuse me, the map with their gunplay. Just really, it shows dominance, and it shows a lot of confidence, and it shows a really big obstacle that Sinful's going to need to go up against as we move on to Cafe, which is their opponent's own map choice.
I mean, again, I knew Beware was going to do something. I knew he was going to put in some damage. I've heard great things about him. I have heard so... I didn't think he was going to do this, to be honest. 22 kills between the likes of him and Yumaza. What else can you say to that? What else, or Yuma, excuse me. Between Beware and Yuma, the two of them just came in and fragged out. Like there wasn't even really a strategy on attack. On defense, defense, yes, there was a lot of intel being used. Their character, all of it. There was a lot of strategy behind their plays. But on attack, they sort of just realized that Sinful was lacking in a lot of their, not only just their gunfights, with their intel, with their, oh, looks, we are going to have a sub out, which, by the way, is authorized. We are allowed a sub in between the maps. But, I don't know. I just don't know what to say to that. I mean, they figured out the sort of defensive hold that Sinful was going to be bringing to the table, and they just ran right through it 2 rounds in a row, bringing it to 7-1 on their own map. I mean, I couldn't see it going any different here on Cafe, but then again, I mean, crazier things have happened, so we'll see.
And we will see for sure as the sub count, almost ironically, from both sides, despite how well Third Eye Titans played with their previous roster. Since not surprising that they want to sub out. And kind of an underperforming show that they put on. And if you're Sinful in this situation, going into your enemy's map, getting 7-1 on your own map, it's hard to concentrate, and it's really hard to think straight and keep a positive mindset when you have this massive obstacle in front of you. And you can see it in how they play. They came out swinging, they came out playing very well, and they just got put down in those first initial rounds, those first initial gunfights, and it led into this down spiral of how well they were playing, and eventually they just weren't able to compete. So hopefully this sub will get their morale up, get a good game going, because I don't think anyone besides the Titans want to see a 7-1.
Yeah. I mean, a sub was definitely pretty much expected from them. Rise being brought on into Third Eye Titans, if he's anything like Yuma or Beware, I mean, I just don't know. Even if they could bring in Cantor or Kenny, I'm just not sure how Sinful is going to be able to stand up to this. I mean, I'm not trying to down them. I'm not trying to belittle them in the way. I'm just saying I was expecting much more for a team that had made it this far and to the playoffs, to not, be 7-1 on their own map. It's very unfortunate to see, but it just doesn't seem like Sinful is on their A game tonight. It just doesn't seem like they're really in it for me. They're really sloppy in a lot of their plays. They were really missing simple signs that could have helped them early off into the game. For instance, that first round where Beware got the 3K, almost pretty much a 4K with Vigil. One, a drone should have immediately told you that there was a Vigil in the vicinity. You had 4 bodies upstairs, and not a single person knew where to look and when to look there. So that right there is the biggest sign to me that you guys were not communicating well enough between the team. And then the next round as well, when Cinco got the, a 3K from down below in Blue Bar up into Hookah, you guys tried to force a plant into the same spot 3 times in a row without even trying to shoot down below or even trying to drop down into office or cool vibes or anything to just put any sort of pressure onto Blue Bar. You were so focused on forcing the plant that there wasn't really any strategy in your attack. There wasn't really strategy in any of your pushes. It was just sort of get a body into the site, try to frag out, and if that doesn't work, try to force a plant. And Third Eye Titan was ready for that. They were prepared for that sort of attacking play.
Yeah, and again, these subs coming out on Titans, Mini getting subbed out for Rise, and Kicks getting subbed out for Zero on Sinful. Hope make a difference, make all the difference in how the teams play. Maybe, I doubt it, maybe it was a psych out. Maybe Sinful said, okay, coastline's on our strong map, let's just throw this one out, think they got this under wraps, and then come back even stronger. Probably not the thought process, but for all intents and purposes, it might have been. As we move on to the ban base, you can really expect almost anything. After last map's performance, obviously we saw the Buck ban for the verticality, probably not going to be coming out. The Jackal will be getting banned, and we did see a fair amount of Jackal play on both sides Obviously, more so on the side of Sinful, as they spend most of their time on attack. Will make a relatively big
Was
difference.
Sinful supposed to be on attack first on this map? I was so focused up in the performance before I did not even take a look at that.
That's a great question.
Well, let us find out.
Titans wanted to defend.
Oh, then this works out perfectly. Well, it looks like
Nice.
the bans are going to be a little bit... What? What'd I do? I heard Mex. What did I do?
Oh no, you did good.
No. Oh, nice. Well, that's got to be pretty much just a ban towards Beware, and I don't blame him. He is a disgusting vigil. That man was such a threat in the first map that, I mean, there really is no one else to think of to ban. And being that, again, I hate to keep saying this, but Sinful was not strongest on attack. So the fact that they have to be forced onto attack 2 rounds in a row, 2 maps in a row, they're going to have to try to bring their A game if they are going to win Third Eye Titans map well on attack, while after just getting 7-1 on Coastline. Also, biggest thing I want to point out as well that you can see here at the moment is that Echo is going to be brought in, and allowing Echo on a map like Cafe is going to be very, very deadly. He is going to be that mobile, or he's going to be the mobile plant denial if it does stick. Mobile intel as well, but it looks like Rise is going to opt out for the Mozzie, and again, he's starting to look a little more like Yuma and Beware as what could possibly be a potential top fragger yet again.
Attackers need to locate
Yeah, and with
the defused
this
bomb.
amazing frag potential that we saw in the last map, you have to kind of expect the same thing. And if you're Sinful, you have to prepare for it. You have to get ready for that. Because if you know that kind of force is coming at you, 100%, those kind of frags you can't just shrug off. You have to watch your angles. You have to watch your drones. You can't just set it and forget it at that point. Because they have made themselves known. They have come forward and said, hey, I'm here, and I have a gun. And under normal circumstances, that's fine. But when you have a team like Third Eye Titans who are using those guns, they're using those guns in the ways exactly that they need to. Pushing the right places, peeking the right angles, and holding when they need to.
Attackers' objective is
And it's
to
led
defuse
to
the bomb.
this clash moment where both teams are fighting a battle of attrition, and it's a bunch of weak men versus against hardened soldiers. And if they don't turn that around, and they don't change it from attrition to something like an actual war, it's gonna just be a repeat.
Oh, Sinful has their work cut out for them here. It's going to be a missed flash. And again, right there, you just see a complete waste of utility as a flash goes out before a drone is even thought of being brought to the table. But biggest thing we got to look at here, there is so much intel for Third Eye Titans. The Valkyrie, the Mozzie, the regular camps just set in that they have already used to their advantage so much prior, as Braves will get the first one on a U-Boss, so it doesn't really matter too much, I guess. But oh my goodness, what a change of pace. Sin's coming in again, and it looks like the intel was not going to be used as much as we thought it was compared to the last map. Seems that Third Eye Titans got just a little bit too comfortable with how they were playing or what team they were going up against, and immediately got taken down to a 3v4. 3v3 as I eat my words. Cinco taking down Zer, knew it was going to happen. Now he's going to make a rotate up red, and if no, this could be the downfall to Sinful.
Yeah, they don't give that Valkyrie the attention and the respect she deserves. That could be very well what seals the deal for them. Valkyrie, of course, still having that just plant denial that she has free unless they choose to push her. And as we talk about it, it looks like they do have a body stacking down beneath, try to kill the Valkyrie. As Thermite will engage the Mozzie. He didn't even realize he was there. Mozzie winning the gunfight. As Thatcher will refrag and take out the smoke, leaving Valkyrie and Mozzie in a 2v2 situation where both Thatcher and Mozzie barely hanging in there in HP, as the Valkyrie will be back at the site. The IQ, after not finding that Valkyrie she was looking for, will be rotating up red, leaving 45 seconds in this 2v2 scenario with the Fuser down in white, it appears.
Yeah, so not only was that a frag over there by the Mozzie, that is going to be the new income, by the way, Rise, excuse me. That diffuser being put down with still 30 seconds left on the clock, and he has a beautiful line of sight onto it, not to mention, this is going to be huge. If they don't get the right frags here, they don't really have a lot of time to keep playing around. Still haven't picked up this diffuser, and it looks like they're not going to go for it. Rise here seeing and getting the triple kill off onto that Thatcher. They knew that he wasn't picking up the diffuser, and it looks like Deadshot's going to have to try to come in to force himself to go for this plant with 1 health left. And that, ladies and gentlemen, right there is why pros don't fake, as it looks like Sinful is going to run out of time. Very strong start to come out to a very finish.
Yeah, a very strong a very strong start for the defense. They played it very well, but the attack with those opening frags was very scary if you're a defender. Getting put into a 3v5 with almost 30 seconds left. I mean, that's a lot to deal with. But the 3 defenders that were left played it very well. The Mozzie and the Valkyrie putting in a lot of work. And now Mozzie of Rise, that sub out. You know, Mini got subbed for Rise. Mini performed well last game. He wasn't too hot in the frag departments, but utility he brought a lot. And you see Rise, and he's just brought utility in the form of bullets. I mean, he just shut down the attack almost by himself on that wide hallway. The diffuser, the movement denial, the constant threat and Cigar, and that was round winning by itself. And with the help of his team, it really secured it. And as we move into the next round, the attack's looking to just do anything but play into that same scenario, as the defense will be moving downstairs into kitchen.
And again, it's going to be looking pretty much like the same thing as the map before. It's going to be playing another game of who's getting a triple kill this round, who's carrying the round for us this time. As even though, yes, Mini did get taken out, Rise just straight out of the gate, round 1, letting the attacking team of Sinful know that he is indeed warmed up, he is ready to go, and he is not going to just sit down and, you know, take the role of sub. He's coming in here to prove himself. And I said this last round, I said this on Coastline, it doesn't matter who you take out, who you kill, who you take down. When you have an entire team of just pure top fraggers, essentially, coming to the board with well-rounded, they're pretty much all flex operators. They're all flex characters. Nobody on Third Eye Titan has fallen behind or has proven to, or shown to be any less effective than anyone else on their team. Bunkbed will be the first one to be taken down, however, as that will be Dorlu trying to come in to open up this wall here onto Bakery.
Yeah, and he will not be getting too much done. Of course, that opening frag is going to be very powerful within 30 seconds of the starting of the round. But the defense still looking pretty secure, with their angles locked down and their positions tight as the attack upward to try to get a red push, maybe even a white push, that vertical play that they need to win, possibly. But the defense sitting pretty here, just wasting the attacker's time by making them think they're doing something when they're having a great time doing nothing. Mutant is prep close is going to be very powerful, as Ash is going to be missing the shots. Mute wide swinging, not able to connect. Ash winning out the engagement, just with the damage, not the kill, of course. As the attack getting a heavy presence around Bakery and Small Bakery, with a few attackers creeping upstairs. A lot of women on site now, as the next kill will ring out, and yet another defender will fall, putting it into a 5v3. A double kill coming out, though. It's a very hard situation to win. Wares will finally get taken down, doing so much to help his team. Jaeger's be looking for the refrag, though, and Bewares is going to get put right back into the game.
Yuma is going to be the one to pick up the kill off on a Thermal. That's going to be the Jaeger. And now what was a huge lead for the likes of Sinful on the attacking team, we are going to see a rinse and repeat as Sprays is going to try to come in. He does end up getting sight, but we're getting off into a triple, but Sprays is going to answer back, and now for the first time in a whole map, we are going to see a 1v1. Not a lot of time left on the clock. He doesn't have the diffuser, but Sprays sitting in with 3 kills apiece is going to try to get this kill, but cannot seem to pull it off in the end. Will get this final kill, and it looks like, again, Beware is going to get a triple kill for another round of who's going to carry this round. Third Eye Titan, even when down to a 1v1, just still cannot be defeated. Oh.
And the Ashe
I was rooting.
Was in a very good position, too. And you have to give credit where credit is due. Defense played well, attack played well. And it was very even up until that last... When it got put into that 1v1, it led Ashe into the scenario where she had to win it out. She had to do something about it. And peeking that angle was the best peek. She had good aim, but she didn't have health. And that's what sealed the deal and finally won the round for the defenders. And now, the attack is feeling pressured and more pressured and more pressured as Third Eye Titans is just further showing that they're here to win.
Attackers need to locate.
Yeah, and I mean, they've proven that time and time again for every round. Excuse me, every round that we have seen them play has just been, they've been playing it like it's their last. Like, it is match point, like it is a 1v1, like there is 30 seconds left on the clock and diffuser is down. They have just been fragging out in every way, shape, or form. Not a single person on the likes of Third Eye Titan has been falling behind. But again, Sinful is waking up a little. They're getting a lot closer in their rounds this time. They're putting a lot more pressure onto the defensive team of Third Eye Titans. It's just sort of coming down to these last few second plays, these last few second kills. And to be honest, I'm starting to wonder when this tide is gonna, or when this weight is gonna sort of shift tides, if that makes sense. I want to see when these rounds are going more in Sinful's favor. If they keep playing like this, if they keep getting the frags that they keep getting, I mean, it's gonna be looking more and more likely for Sinful to start winning these rounds, winning these gunfights.
Yeah, and now round is 30 seconds underway. Defense still getting their setup. Ella's going to be taking this very risky angle onto the IQ. She's going to be winning that gunfight, making it a 4v5 30 seconds into the round. Ella letting the world know she is here. There's, of course, the man himself just putting in so much work in the way of frags. And he knows that there's another attacker outside that window, and the attacker knows he's there. They both want to peek so badly. The attacker will finally peek in as the gunfight will be getting underway. Ella has to be worried about 2 different attackers, though. Because if Thermite chooses to repel him, it's going to be very dangerous and very detrimental. Ashe looking for this angle for Ella to get aggressive, but she will get out of the room. Jaeger looking for the repellent. He's going to see it, and he's going to win out the fight. Yama's going to be able to take out the Ashe. And now it's just a slaughter as Valkyrie on Cinco will be able to take out the Thatcher. The refrag will be coming out, though. Thermite going to be taking out the Jaeger of Yama. A refrag for at least the Ashe. But it's a 4v2 again, and here we see the coastline trends start repeating themselves. Of course, the difference would be if Sinful came out and win this hard swings, hard coming out. But you have a Valkyrie just getting free angles, free peeks onto your players. That doesn't look like the case.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like Cinco already doing his job, letting his team know exactly where everybody is at. Beware coming in for yet another kill. And I mean, what else can you really say here? It's going to be all up to Xur. It's going to be all up to this one buck here when the entire team of Third Eye Titans know where he is. And Third Eye Titans is going to do what Third Eye Titans do best, and they're going to start sniffing out blood. And there it is. Beware Limits doing... This man is just an animal. I don't know what else to call him. Every kill, every encounter that he goes into, if he has an even amount of health, he's winning that gunfight 9 times out of 10, as we have seen here today. And I mean, let's look at the scoreboard already. He's already sitting in first. 3 rounds in, 6 kills. Didn't even get a single kill in the first round. That is back-to-back 3 pieces by this one man alone. And Bunkbed's just been sitting in sight. Bunkbed's the only one that's been sitting in sight, just chilling. just hanging, giving out these call-outs to his team, sitting on camera, sitting on these Mozzie drones, letting his teammates know where they are, so that way the fraggers on the teams can do what they do. That's frag out.
Yeah, and you see the de-evolution, or if you want the evolution of Team Titans, or the Three-Eyed Titans picks. They went from a very structured, very thought-out team comp to now Mazia, Jaeger, and Elena Pulse. Of course, the Goyo there for the strategy. But it's just kind of, in my own words, devolved to this very frag-heavy comp. Looking for these gunfights because they're confident now. And if Sinful doesn't get their confidence back and kind of take some of the Titans away from them, they're just going to get ran over. And you see it happening right now. It's 3-0. They need to do something about this unstoppable force that is the gun skill of the enemy team. And if they don't, it's just gonna kill them.
Yeah, and I mean, what else can you really say? I mean, you've already said what everybody's thinking. They're not worried about strats. They're not worried about what routes to run. They're not worried about pretty much anything other than, hey guys, let's just find out where they are and frag out. That's been their whole strat now. They're playing it like it's a ranked game, and I hate to see that. I really do. This far off into the playoffs, Sinful has just not been bringing the usual sort of power that I'm used to seeing them bring. And I don't know. I don't know what else to call it. I'm not really sure what else to say here other than, you know, it's kind of sad to see. It's kind of sad to see this unfolding, but so far it's just looking like a repeat of what we've seen on Coastline already. This early off into the game, it's already an 0-3 for the likes of Sinful.
Yeah, you don't want to call it this early into the match, but if things don't start changing for Sin, it's looking like we won't even bother going to Clubhouse for that decider map. Deadshot will be getting the opening frag out onto the Mozzie. Cinco. Or not Cinco, actually. Cinco not playing the Mozzie this time, except playing the Pulse. But it doesn't even matter because Beware will get the refrag onto the Ash. Coming out yet again, just showing that he is the dominant force. There still will be some attackers on the roof. And if Buck can take the strike angle, Beware will take his head right off. But Yama will do the same to Blackbeard. Further securing the defense's commanding lead. Zur on the Buck, looking for this Ella to be running around. Beware's just sitting and waiting for him to do the exact same. If Zur knew, he might change his approach. But as long as neither of them are aware of each other's position, this will just continue to devolve. Ella gonna be looking away at just the wrong time to not kill the Buck. Just the right time to see Thatcher take her out. But it doesn't matter as Yum will take out the Thatcher, instantly refragging in a 3v2 situation where Yum is gonna be getting crouch peeked by the Thermite and winning the gunfight. His Door, I guess? I don't know how to pronounce that name, excuse me.
Goyo.
I'll read the emails later.
Attackers recover.
Oh yeah, Dorlo?
Maybe.
We're gonna say Dorlo, but regardless of what it is, that was going to put that was going to put the Goyo pretty much downstairs by himself. It looks like we're going to go for a default plant spot. Cinco's going to be playing downstairs as Pulse, and he will not find the possible life-saving C4 there. Instead, he's going to have to try to go for this run out here. If he doesn't go for this run out, if he doesn't get off this Thermite, yeah, no, he's going to try to play it safe, and instead is going to try to run his way back up into sight. But this is going to be hard. This might be looking like the first round for Sinful 1v2, and it is, as it looks like Dorlo will be getting off that frag onto Cinco, and now this is the type of thing we need to see for the remainder of the time that Sinful plays.
Yeah.
I'm trying to drink water and not burp, excuse me.
And that round was very well executed by the attack. They came in very strong. They got that plant down. And you can kind of almost chalk it up to the defense's error more so than the attack's play. Because if Cinco would have got that C4 off of that plant denial, it might have shifted very differently for the attack. But it didn't follow through. And because of that, Sinful was able to get their first round and place their number, their name, their mark on the board and finally show up. And hopefully that will signal a rise. very
Sorry.
strong first half. Nonetheless,
Attackers
don't worry
need
about
to
it.
locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Yeah, definitely very strong first half. I mean, what Sinful's going to be looking for here... Oh, okay. What Sinful's going to be looking for here is... trying to open up a little bit of a line of sight, ends up getting his teammate down, but, I mean, that's okay. To be fair, Bunkbed has yet to drop a kill so far in the game anyways, so it's not nothing disrespecting to him, not trying to take him down, but it's not too big of a downfall. But anyways, as I was saying before, Sinful is definitely going to want to look for this 3v3 there, or this 3 going into halftime, because anything else is just going to be a sheer struggle for the likes of Sinful if they want any chance of being able to take this to Clubhouse. I mean, is Sinful going to get a kill? No, will not find a body spawning over. Yeah, he will not find a body spawning over there, and instead will be able to make his way back around to try to rotate upstairs. But however, if Sinful doesn't get these next couple of rounds, if they don't bring it to a 3-3 going into the halftime, I mean, we can pretty much just call it from there. We know what type of attack that Third Eye Titans is going to bring, and it is a deadly one.
Yeah, very strong attack. In the few rounds that we were able to see them attack last round, or last map rather, they put in a lot of work. The Ash running the G360, she's running, will be pushing right into Cigar Lounge, but on the rappel, the Thermite will get out by Beware, yet again running out from the small bakery window. Ash going to be prone in Cigar Lounge, walking this angle on the red stairs door. As the angles are coming out, the gunplay is coming out, but the defense is still winning. Ash trying to be able to take out this body playing white, and he will be able to do it thanks to his own friendly Goyo shield. The Vision will get taken out and displaced. Mozzie and Goyo both still playing upstairs, looking to try to refrag their teammates and secure the round. In a 4v4 situation with a minute 30 seconds left on the clock, defense looks like they're in the lead here, with Zofia and Goyo both barely dangling on.
Looks like Rise and Seiko are going to get the next 2 frags off, taking down Sprays, but Eternal will answer back with the frag of his own, taking down the sheer fear factor of what is Beware with that Ella Scorpion so far. Goyo proven to maybe not been the best pick with these shields, but still a bunch of shields nonetheless. However, now the fact is they have a minute left. There is still 3, yes, on the side of Third Eye Titans, but with this much time, they still do have a little wiggle room to play around with, so long as they don't get picked off, any more than what they've already been.
Yeah, in a situation where you've seen these picks coming out from the defense and the offense, both with 30 seconds left on the clock, the attackers get put in a very uncomfortable position for them. With all the defenders upstairs still watching these very tight angles. The Bandit, especially in Bathroom, is going to pose a very big problem for them. Skoyo playing in bar backdoor, but the Bandit will get it too greedy and will get punished. Able to down the buck, but it's not going to matter if you don't have your life left to live to secure it. Making it a 2v2 with the Goyo and the Mozzie left in the situation. Plane going down with 3 seconds left on the clock. Mozzie's going to be looking for this plane now. He's going to be throwing the C4, but it won't even matter. As the Goyo will come forward, Bunkbed finally putting in the work. Ironically, the one round we slam him for having 0 kills, will be getting some beautiful shots, killing the Buck and the Thatcher, and securing the round for his team.
And I gotta be the first to say, I guess, congratulations to Bunkbed for proving us wrong, letting your team kind of, carry you through these first couple of rounds. Now destroying all hopes of Sinful being able to bring it into a 3-3 into the halftime. Instead is going to be at a 1-4 now. But however, I mean, this could still turn out into a 2-4 in Sinful's favor. But so far, and I hate to keep kind of saying this, it's been looking like a repeat of what we've seen on Coastline. This is going to be the last defensive round, however, for the likes of Third Eye Titans. Real question is, are they attack this site as well as they defend it? We've seen we've seen Sinful kind of wake up this
Defenders,
map. We've
protect
seen
your
them.
bombs from
The
being
rounds,
used by
yes, it is
attackers.
still going more, towards Third Eye, but they've been a lot closer. They've been a lot more.
Attackers have discovered
It's
the
been a lot
location
less
of the bomb.
one-sided and been a lot more down to 30 seconds, 2v2s, and just kind of not keeping an eye on the clock this game. So biggest thing I want to look for here, and biggest thing I want to see is what sort of defensive strategies or what sort of defensive holds are Sinful going to bring to the table on this map. I've said it before, they're a lot better on defense than they are on attack, so maybe this is their chance to actually make a comeback, seeing if they bring this to a 2-4. If it's a 5-1,
5 seconds left.
I can't really do anything else but call it in Third Eye's favor.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Yeah, and in a situation like this, we're just trying to get not a repeat of that 5-1 Titans advantage. Spunkbed looking for a spawn peek on the main spawn point on the cafe. He's not going to be able to find anything. The spawn peek's so far been unsuccessful for the defense, as all 5 bodies stacked up on the south spawn. Rushing the freezer wall is going to be the attack, and they're going to get that very early line of sight. It looks like there's nothing to stop them from doing so. With the Thatcher instantly coming down, Bandit will be able to trigger the thermite charge, though. Buck and Ash working together to try to flush this Bandit out, as Bandit and Capital not going to be getting along very well. Jaeger playing in Code Closet will be able to take out the Ash. That's a very good pick for them in the beginning of this round. The rush wall looking less and less like the play, as now Jaeger moving up the main entrance is going to be seeing the guy in VIP.
Attackers drop the
He's
diffuser.
going to be missing those shots, but it doesn't matter when you have bunk bed C4ing and Cinco popping heads. The bar will get taken out by Cinco and Beware as a team, as Beware's checking out VIP, and Cinco will be pushing Christmas Tree. He's going to not be finding the player, as Beware will be finding the buck. One shot from his teammate, pushing him with the pistol and taking him out, securing the round, making it a 5-1 split yet again for Titans.
And I expected nothing less. You fool me once, shame on you. Fool me once, fool me again. And that's exactly what we just seen right here. It seems like Sinful tried doing the exact same strat they did on Coastline, where they just rushed. They just tried to rush on their final attack, not really bringing any of intel, strategy, really anything actually to the board, and instead opting to just throw as many bodies at sight as humanly possible. Unfortunately for them, though, it looks like Third Eye Titans caught on very fast. It looks like they knew exactly what they were going to be going for and just shut that down immediately. This, though, however, speaking of a rush, we are going to have Ash, Sophia, and no, you see it. It is going to be Ash, Amaru, and Sophia being brought onto the board with just Thatcher and Thermite as backup. But man, this is going to be huge. If they
Defenders,
rush this
protect your
in
bombs
and
from
bring
being
it to a
defused by
6-1,
attackers.
oh, it's over. I hate to say it, but it's going to be over.
And what makes it even worse is they 6th onto the Amaru, so you know they're
Attackers
planning on
located the
using
bomb.
that utility. If they cared about stealth, or if they cared about subtlety, they would have just stuck with the Amaru, right? They don't care if they see him, but they care about subtlety. They care about the little stealth aspect. So they 6-pick onto the Amaru, so you know they're going to be using that utility. You know they're going to be getting
10
inside
seconds to go.
fast. And Beware is the guy playing Amaru with a shotgun, nonetheless.
5 seconds to
He's going to be coming in fast. Jaeger's playing Bakery, and that just makes Amaru water at the mouth, knowing that there aren't the bodies stacked up on main and the site to deal with it. And Jaeger's going to be missing his one spawn peek opportunity onto the Zofia. Very close. Very close. He's going to be making a punch hole in small Bakery to watch the Bakery door to hope and pray that someone peeks him, but it's not going to matter. From small Bakery, it's the Ash of Cinco taking out the Jaeger very early in this 5-1 round, further putting the things on top of the board. Amaru on the roof now with the rest of her team as they prepare to push site.
Seiko had to give a little head shake no there to let them know that Jaeger was not going to be able to take advantage of him. However, there will be an answer back by Dorlo, as that is going to be the Amaru we are talking about off of the board. Beware limits as well. That is the top fragger taken down, but Don't worry, the rest of Third Eye Titans is not out just yet, as we've been saying it so many times before. Even when one gets taken out, there is another to take his or her place. And Yuma is going to be just that person as he tries pushing in here into Cigar. The rest of Third Eye Titans wasting no time to open up what I'm assuming is going to be opening up this half wall here. Yeah, they're going to be opening up this half wall here onto site and into freezing.
Yeah, and in this push coming out from the attack, it's looking very strong and very bad for the defense. Yama gonna be missing those shots on Heaven. A very long angle nonetheless with an ACOG, but still, you hate to see those shots being missed. Really puts the attack in a less good position, because they're still in a good position here. That's preparing for someone to rush him. Doesn't come, so he takes a little bit more damage from that Legion Mine than he probably should have. But now, with the attack, looking for these just free picks, but it's not gonna matter, as the gun skills coming out from the defense for once. Doesn't matter though, as Bunk Bed will just completely deny everything the defense just tried so hard to build up, making it from a 4v2 to a 2v2 just like that. Sophia now pushing up the bar backstore with a Thermite in white. Gonna be taken out from Cocktail by the dog. In the situation where Thermite has enough time to do it and enough capability, as he's gonna take out the dog but get taken out by the Legion, closing out the round and giving Sinful another chance.
That right there, I mean, I would have expected nothing less from the like of Sinful. He has been putting in a lot of damage over on Sprays, excuse me. Yeah, I completely messed up your name and I'm very sorry, but I would expect nothing less from Sprays, as he's been putting in a lot of damage, him and Dorlo as well, just kind of carrying the likes of Sinful on their shoulders. However, to take out a player like Beware that early off into the round, I mean, that's got to send a message. And speaking of messages, they are going to send one right back. This Amaru not being brought to the board, Beware instead opting to switch to Buck. A lot of potential here. We have Sluck and Zofia, but they're probably assuming is going to be a downstairs hold. They're going to open up the entire ceiling into that kitchen and just, oh my goodness. Well, this is pretty much going to come to Rome games strictly for the likes of Sinful, unless they plan on winning these 1v1s through the ceiling for them, through the floor for Third Eye Gaming, as Third Eye Gaming is just going to get all of Reading, all of Fireplace. They're going to get all of Train. They're going to get pretty much everything open up here with the soft breed potential that they have, and they are just going to get endless lines of sight into the objective.
Yeah, and they do that, and they're uncontested in doing so. It's going to be a very clean sweep to the attack. The defense, of course, of Sinful trying to do everything they can to prevent that. The hatch is getting reinforced. Obviously, that won't be enough, but a few bodies should do the trick. As I imagine, they prepare to stack some roamers, as you were saying earlier up there, to make sure at all costs they can keep the vertical play to a minimum. The attack will now start their push, move forward. With Deadshot just looking for a quick little one-tap pre-fire spawn peek. He's not going to be able to get anything, but that's alright. It's the thought that counts. Not a single spawn peek in this series, but a whole lot of attempts.
Biggest thing I'm going to be noticing here is that they are going to have roaming, or they are going to have roamers above, especially for the sprays. Oh my god, and Beware just wasting zero time. He's already upstairs. I didn't even realize it. Already making his way upstairs, taking off one of the top fraggers, and just pushing his way down below. He got in so quick. And now it's going to be up to the rest of Sinful to try to push their way up and slowly stop what is going to be the attacking side of Third Eye Titans. Eternal getting into a 1v1 here, taking a lot of damage by, I believe, yes, is going to be Beware. Beware's going to try to come in and off. Does finish him through the couch. There will be an answer back by Deadshot, however. Deadshot finally getting a kill up from above. He's going to take down Yuma. Yuma being very well known for his fragging potential, probably one of the other top fraggers next to Beware this game, but will be taken down. Beware quickly making his way down into dining to try to get a sight over into the side bakery. And now the rest of Third Eye Titans is just going to start opening up these floors.
Yeah, and those sledge holes opening up the vertical angles will both benefit and might detriment the Sledge, as right there you see the instant C4 from Zeron to Sinko getting that just small little pick that they need that might win them out the round. And the Sledge with the soft breach potential is going to be taken out, as well as the Thatcher is going to be taken out of the game. This Dorlo will answer on to Rise, leaving a 2v3 situation for the defense, but it doesn't matter, as Beware just responds yet again. Deadshot, however, going to be taking him out of the picture, leaving Bunkbed in a 1v2 situation, having a vague idea where the bandit is, and having a decent idea that the last one's on site. He has the intel that he needs to win it, he has the time that he needs to win it, and he sure does have the gun, but does he have the ability to? And how this round will play out will completely rely on that bandits and this thermite. But it doesn't matter, as Pulse is going to make me eat my words, walking right out of sight and shooting thermite as soon as he hears the charge. Giving a whole lot of audio cue for the sprint and the prone. Thermite pre-aiming even, but it's not going to matter, as Zera's going to win the fight off sheer gun skill alone.
And this was the defensive aggression I had been waiting to see throughout pretty much all of Coastline, and now I am very happy to see it here happening on Cafe. Glad to see that it's starting to turn around for them a little bit, but do not count Third Eye Titans out yet. They do have a lot of leniency, being still up 2 rounds, 1 round off of match point. Biggest thing I want to point out, though, they were getting a lot more... They were starting to listen a little more to sound cues. They were starting to get a lot more intel out, winning pretty much just pre-firing everything that they were getting into. And I mean, it won them the round. So that's something that they got to take note of, realize what happened, and they have to say, like, hey, this worked these last 2 rounds. Let's keep it up now. Let's keep this train going, and let's try to get this to club if we have any chance of trying to bring this game back in our favor.
Yeah, the decider map is going to really be what they need if they want to close out the series. But to get to the decider map, they got to run through them on this one first. And Cafe, being Third Eye Titan's pick, might be that stumbling block, might be that hurdle that they can't overcome. Of course, if they can't, they'll lead for a great 3-map series. As of right now, they're doing a lot better. And we've seen, when Sinful was winning on the first half of the map, they were playing a lot better, as you mentioned. The round getting closer, it was getting tighter and tighter, getting more down to these 1v1s, these 2v2s, these close quarters, kind of multi-body situations, both a lot of time and a whole lot of people. And now, it's put down even further to a 3v5, where the defense and the attack both going to be struggling and vying for that one more round that's going to put them both closer to the victory. Jaeger prepping around in Cigar Lounge, that could be very detrimental for the attack, as the rest of the defense is just going to be looking for their easy setups. I'll play on this balcony here. And the first kills will be ringing out for first dead shot, as he's taking out Rise, and it looks like Sinko, or Yama even. Yama and Rise get taken out by Deadshot. Yeah. And that's going to be really suck for them.
Yeah, that was a very big pick by Deadshot, getting off not 1 but 2 bodies off of Third Eye Titans, showing a lot more aggression on this defense here compared to what they were showing on Coastline. I like the amount of bodies they have off of site, putting up this constant pressure towards the attacking team of what Third Eye Titans is. However, with that being said, Beware is still in this game, and he is still a force to be reckoned with. Even with the fact that they got down 2, Beware's is pretty much the same as trying to take down 3 people at once. So let's see if that can work for him here, or I don't know. We got to see what changes, because this right here,
it's like he just knows.
Yup, it's like he knows. It's the A40s.
And that is about the most suspicious thing we've seen all series. Ash gonna instantly drop down Red Hatch, gonna be taken down by the Eller, instantly refragged by Sinko, leaving a 2v2 scenario yet again in this close engagement, where both defenders playing very reserved, very conservative. Sinko vying for anything he can grab his hands onto. Bunkbed scurrying down that Red Hatch to try to join his teammate and the effort to win out the round. The diffuser gonna be in the hands of Bunkbed, looking for that plan to get down, as the Legion is just gonna sit there and make sure nothing happens to his precious sight. Zer on the pulse will be moving around in reading room as soon as the wall is gonna get blown, and the Legion of Dorlo is gonna be getting aggressive, but so will Zer as he takes out Bunkbed, and Dorlo is gonna take out Cinco to close out the round, making it a 4-5 game. And further, as we go into this map, Sinful and Sinful and Sinful and Sinful is all you're seeing in the kill feed, all you're seeing in the rounds won.
Yeah, and as we're seeing this sort of display play out here before us, the only question I really got to ask myself is, where in Coastline is this when you just won? Looking a lot more in Sinful's favor here as they bring it back from not only a 5-4 with only one round away from bringing it up to a tied game. This more, I guess I want to say, comfortable. To be honest, I'm questioning why they didn't pick this map themselves. Because Sinful has just came back with a sort of aggression that we had not seen the entire time throughout the first map. This is looking way better. They are running a lot more comfortably. They are taking a lot more risks with these gunfights, and it's paying off. But I mean, yeah, I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see the reason why these guys actually made it to the playoffs in the first place. Because for a second there, I was starting to doubt how they were here.
Yep. Just proving that they are here. And they are here for a reason, and they are here to win. As the prep phase is going to be closing out, Sinful has finally got their momentum back up. They finally have something to hold on to. And that gives them a reason to fight, and that reason to fight is just making this a better and better match to watch. The attack, running with a much more standard comp, finally going away from that very aggressive, very frag-heavy comp that they were opting for when it was only 5-1. But now, after winning 3 straight rounds, Sinful's doing a lot better in this 4-5 situation, giving them much more wiggle room, much more opportunities, and it's just really just showing up in the way that they play, and it's influencing the way that Third Eye Titans play, and that they're not being hyper-aggressive anymore. They're playing more reserved, and it's both helping a little, but if anything, it's helping Sinful. As you've seen their hyper-aggressive defense plays, that Jaeger jump out, these pulse, very quick, aggressive peaks, has been very, very beneficial.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you here. Let's just play it as we see it. I mean, Third Eye Titans, they're playing scared. They had won the complete first map in a 7-1 blowout, got up 5 rounds, and just let their confidence take over a little bit. And they're starting to pretty much eat their words here now, as the likes of Strays, as the likes of Dorlo especially, have just been going off on this team. Beware, however, is going to start off the round with the first kill. The thing I'm going to be looking for here is this Echo. And not to mention these smokes, is already the utility by Sinful has increased tenfold as they are just putting in this constant pressure over onto Third Eye Titans. Eternal's going to try to hold off this entire cigar lounge by himself. Sitting in the smoke, they don't realize that he's laying down here with a shotgun. If not careful, he could get taken out here.
And that drone might seal his fate. But his teammates are not there to support him. And the attack closing in. Legion's finally going to be peeking around. Eternal will finally find one, but not in time for Bunkbed to instantly refrag. The Legion not able to do a whole lot in that scenario. Echo, of course, on his drone trying to support him. It's far away, but so close. And now it's leading to just more and more frags coming out from the attack, as Gridlock will take out Heaven from New Balcony. That Echo being picked is very, very strong for the attack as they try to form and focus up with this one final push. The Legion and Barbacks will get taken out from New Valkyrie. Their New Valkyrie push on the Gridlock. Ella will instantly refrag and then jump down, rotating red stairs quickly. But there's going to be Gridlocks in her way. She's going to take that damage. She's going to take that audio cue. She's going to strafe the Claymore in a very split-second motion. The attack has the diffuser, but the diffuse has not gone down yet. They have the attackers in Cigar, they have them in Red, they have them in Cocktail, they have them everywhere they need them, and Ella doesn't have the ability to fight it. She's finally gonna die in what was a very, very well-played clean round from the attack.
Bunk bed being put onto the 3-speed position and just fragged out. Insane amount of kills just left and right. He could not seem to be stopped when he was playing the likes of Gridlock, and I'm glad to see Gridlock being put in. He is going to stick this play, it seems, so long as he doesn't 6-pick out, but it does seem like Beware will be playing on Gridlock once again. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of mentality, and I'm do the exact same thing. Now it's on match point. So this right here be the make or break for the likes of Sinful. If they let Beware get in here with this Gridlock again, if they let him pull out the insane frags that he has been doing for that, but the entire game alone so far, they're go home empty-handed, 2 maps in the hole, while Third Eye Titans is going to move just that much closer to playing in the finals.
Need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Yeah, and if things just keep repeating how they have been, hopefully Sinful will finally show up. But in this 4-6 situation, that might have been all it took
Attackers have discovered
for
the
Third Eye
location of the
Titans to get their umph back in them, to lock out this series, make it a 2-0 in the map pool. Of course, Sinful's not going down without a fight, as we've seen in these last 4 rounds total. They have been showing up. Of course, losing the last one, but it didn't matter a whole lot, as they still look strong. They're coming out. They, changed up their setup a little bit. They've done things a little bit different. They've changed the way they've both reinforced the castle barricades, coming out slightly differently, and the order of setup. That should that they're confident. They're not worried about any little change or any little slight, insignificant thing that might trip them up, be a detriment. They're prepared for this, because they're barely evading getting his head taken off by an attacker opening up white window from spawn. As the attack will now move on to the roof and further try to secure their place in the semifinals.
And right here, Beware wasting no time to already start rappelling up onto this window here. Get a nice little angle. Rise, catching that run out from Deadshot. Deadshot using that same run out prior, a couple rounds before, to get a few frags, and it's just not going to work out for him. He will get a free kill, showing off to the camera that, hey, we got a free kill. But Yuma also being able to push in already. Down in mining, this could be huge. This could be extremely huge, actually, as now with the likes of Ella running out from down below, she's only going to have a couple spots to run back up. Running up into white was not going to be it, so instead, yes, Yuma will be able to cut him off, but if he can't connect these shots, he won't be able to get this kill. They're going to play Ring Around the Rosie, and that right there is going to be Sprays getting him down, and he is not going to get, there's not going to be a refrag. He's not going to be punished on this. This is what we were waiting to see. This is going to be the all or nothing. Either we win this here or we go home. And I'm glad to see that they're not going out without a fight, but Beware here is going to be pushing up into Cigar Lounge before accidentally dropping into Train.
And a miracle that he just barely evaded that Legion's line of sight there as he went to go pull out. Rise going to be getting a frag onto the castle. A Thatcher pushing up Cigar Lounge. He's looking for another. Will he find one is the question. Gridlock from down beneath the pillar is going to be throwing up a Gridlock grenade into bar, try to deny rotation to help her team get that footing that they need to get the plant and secure the victory. A lot of action, a lot of movement happening on the defense now as you're kind of playing a little frantic. Smoke on Eternal, just trying to deny this Gridlock, doing anything he can to keep her out of their hair for just a little bit longer. Ella playing very close on the bar cart, just right at Cigar Shop door, and she's gonna find the kill that she needs to get on the Thatcher. Rye's gonna be taken out of the equation, but it doesn't matter with the instant refrag coming out from Beware onto the Ella, leaving it in a 2v3 for the map and for the series. In 20 seconds, we see the Smoke throwing out his grenades to try to stall the time. Gridlock just looking for Smoke to peek. She's not going to find anything. But what we will see is Sinful getting that frag, leaving Smoke, the Eternal, in a 1v3 that he's not going to be able to win with all the attackers just collapsing on him. Sinful getting that final kill for his team and closing out the series 2-0 in the Third Eye Titans' favor.
I mean, you just seen it right there, ladies and gentlemen. That, even though was very, very much closer compared to what we did see on Coastline. It does not matter when going up against the likes, almost dropping 20 kills on his head alone. Beware on Third Eye Titans. I hyped him up before the map. I hyped him up before the entire game. I told you that I thought that I was expecting to see something from him early on, but what I seen today was nothing more than a sheer powerhouse, an unmovable object going up against a cotton wall as he just one after another shredded through the entire roster of Sinful. GG's to both teams as well, but we are going to invite Bunkbed in here. Even though he did not top frag like the rest of his team being the IGL, he still gets to take the full credit for helping his team become the powerhouse of what they are today.
Yeah, and as we wait for Bunkbed to join us in this, I mean, a quick, just a little recap on the map. You see how well both teams played. And as we move into this interview, we're going to get just a good idea of how well Third Eye Titans played and how they won. Bunkbed, welcome.
What's going on?
Please make sure to include your audio as well.
I got it.
Perfect. Bunkbed, before we start, I just got to ask, and actually, well, I guess I want to say first off is congratulations on this pretty much blowout of a victory you had there. Got a little bit closer there into the second map, but you were able to still pull it out into the end. How are you feeling right now, man? How are the comms like?
Comms are pretty clear most of the time. We had one issue when they won 2 rounds in a row on Cafe, and then we kind of bring it back.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
And,
I mean,
that can be a big problem when you see these enemies winning these constant rounds over and over again. It can definitely kind of detriment and fall short, kind of make you a little bit worried. I'm curious, what kind of communication drone-wise was coming out? What kind of intel was being relayed?
On Cafe or Coastline, or just in general?
Just in general, man.
So ideally, obviously drone your entry fraggers in, and then have them hold flanks while your secondary fraggers move in, cut off the rotates, and then try and pinch sight. I mean, most of what we were doing was just trying to get towards the second phase of our attack, which was opening floors and creating secondary angles. So that's where most of our drone economy goes.
Right on. I mean, I'm glad to hear that. I've seen your guys' intel, not only on attack, but also on defense, was extremely well coordinated. And of course, we can't talk about Third Eye Titans without talking about the sheer fragging potential from some of your teammates. Beware being one. Oh, I think my mic got muted. What the heck happened? What?
From Coastline to Cafe, we saw him with the last map with 17, and the map before with 10 or 12. I can't remember which. Max, you're good, man. I mean, what do you say to that kind of place?
Chat. What happened?
Well, what do you say to Beware?
I mean, Kobe is that's Kobe. That's our boy. He's obviously our top fragger. He likes to compare himself to Shaiko, and I mean, I feel like he's kind of earned that title recently. He's always doing his job. Sometimes he gets a little itchy, and he likes to push when he's not supposed to, and he gets punished for it. But without him, man, I really don't know where we'd be.
I mean, please don't put me in game chat again when I ask this question. I mean, there's nothing else really to be said on that with Beware. I was talking about him a little bit before the game. He's had a phenomenal season so far. I mean, him and Yuma and pretty much your entire team, statistically, you guys have had a really well-rounded season. You guys have been doing pretty well for yourself. You have a lot of big eyes on you for going, more towards the finals. Now, one of the questions that people have been trying to ask is, I mean, you're obviously going to toot your own horn on this, and I understand when you say you're going to make it to the finals, but if you were going to make it to the finals, who would you want to face and why? Like, who is going to be the big name that you want to go head to head against to prove and solidify yourself as the champions of Collective?
Um, I forget who it was. It was one of the MMG teams in our conference.
Storm.
Illusion Nomads. Yeah, Storm. I want a rematch against them. We should have beat them on Bank. That was the first game we played this season. We lost against them like 7-5 or 7-4. Um, I want to see them in finals. If it's not them, I would like to see Check 6.
Well, that's a great mindset to have. Good, healthy competition. Nothing like it. No, closing out that series, was there any point where you feel like, or you felt more like, that them being Sinful as a team, that were just playing in a way that you couldn't pin down?
I mean, not really. The runouts were something that we kind of like forgot about. Like there was a momentary lapse in judgment there. And then one after that run out from the Jaeger that got that two piece, you could kind of see we changed up our spawns and how we started rappelling up. But other than that, like they were just playing super aggressive. We've encountered a lot of teams that do that. We know how to take Christmas doing that. Most of the time, like you're not going to be able to hold Christmas doing that. So I mean, it's good to get like one or two picks, but it wasn't anything unusual.
Well, with that being said, Tux, do you have any more questions before we wrap up this interview?
No, I think it was a great series and a great interview. Bunkbed, it's been great having you, man.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
With that being said, something we do here at Collective Bunk Bed, I want to give you your 30 seconds of fame is what we call it here. This is going to be 30 seconds to shout out any of your social media platforms, your team, your any sponsors you have, or any merchandise, anything you really want. Your 30 seconds, all up to you, is going to start right now.
Shout out to my girlfriend for being super supportive. Shout out to Kobe, obviously, you've been doing really great. Shout out to all my guys, you've been doing really great. Appreciate all of you showing up, putting the work. Shout out to Collective, shout out to the casters, you guys do a phenomenal job. And shout out to Third Eye, obviously. And shout out to everybody who watches. We appreciate you supporting the scene and watching. That's why we're here.
Right on. And with that being said, Bunkbed, thank you very much for coming in here and doing this interview. And most importantly, thank you for giving us such a big show to watch. Watching the sort of clips that you guys made, some of the plays that you guys had tonight were just, I mean, back-to-back phenomenal. It was such a great game to cast. With that being said, I just want to wrap this up by saying at 8 o'clock, please make sure that you guys come back here as we are going to be having another game. I'm going to have to look at who it is because I know it is FG versus somebody, and I'm so sorry I forgot. My brain is not in a good position at the moment, but it is going to be, yes, MMG, the team that Bunkbed had just recently talked about wanting to go up against, is going to be going head to head with the likes of FG. A phenomenal season so far, so make sure to come check that out. Other than that, I want to wish you guys a beautiful little break. It's probably going to be like an hour. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock, so it's going to be a quick hour break. Tux is going to be there with me as well, so we will see you guys in just a little bit here at Collective Esports.